So forgiveness. Hey, forgive and forget. Is there really anything like that, really, guys? Like forgive and forget. Say somebody caught you deep, and they can't just tell you say forgive, forget. Maybe you don't remember it. Is there anything really like that?
It's a hard one for me. It's a hard one. I came into this conversation hoping that at the end of this conversation, maybe I'll be
learn
able
how
to. Yes, I'll be convinced. So that's what I'm hoping for. But coming into this conversation, I don't see it as something that is totally possible personally. But I'm open. I want to be healed. I want to believe that at the end of it.
So you are not healed now.
I'll be convinced. I believe you can heal me. That's what I'm saying. I want to believe otherwise. I can forgive totally and forget totally. And I don't know whether forgetting means losing my memory. I don't know what it means. But I want to
Because that's the best way to forget.
So, but I think it's possible. Yeah, from my own.
To forgive and forget.
Yeah, to forgive and forget.
Absolutely forgive and forget.
Leave the absolute. Don't complicate it. Just leave the absolute.
Just not to remember it.
Well, I don't buy the concept that you can actually forget, but I know that you can forgive. You can choose to forgive and let go, but forgetting that it ever happened. That's where my full stop is.
So these are the conversations that we need to have. Hope you guys are good. My name is Chinwe Yvonne Obi-Wankwo, popularly known as Mommy Jed, and I am here with my guys. Can we know you?
My name is King Sport in Guinea.
My name is Wealth Wilson.
My name is Ned Dixon. Welcome.
Okay, so like you heard, can you really forgive and forget? Just take a chill pill. We will be right back. Okay, welcome back. It is the conversations that we need to have. So today we are talking, can we really forgive and forget? So let's build on a scenario. So there's this guy that has a younger brother, only younger brother, loves his brother to the bones, and marries a very pretty wife. And one of the day the wife decides that I'm having the older one, let me also have the younger one.
Wonderful.
And,
Oliver Twist.
and this guy really loves his brother and loves his wife equally. And the younger brother sleeps with the wife. And somehow the older brother catch them in the act. Do you think,
Memory picture.
do you think it is easy to forgive and forget such? Kingsford.
I don't know why it's
It's better with you.
Okay, so there's nothing like easy with forgiving. There's no forgiveness that is easy. So I think that's not even a conversation to have. So it's not going to be easy for that man to forgive his wife and his brother. But he can forgive the brother, he can forgive the wife. But to move on, for me, that's where the issue is. Because people process things differently, you know. And at the end of the day, you need to actually find out, are these two people in love? Because if the wife is actually in love with the brother, so I'm not sure that marriage can continue. I'm not sure that marriage can continue. So what will happen? Yeah, I forgive you, go your own way. Wife, go your own way. My brother, you are blood. We have got to go your own way. You are forgiving them.
His wife not also blood?
Yeah, the same thing. That's why I say both of them will go their own way. Both of them will go their own way, you know. So to forget.
But does that not make you look like a loser? Like you lose your wife. Like someone can step in and make you lose your wife. Someone can step in and make you lose your brother. You know, it's like you know. Remember, you said those two persons are there to you.
But is that really loss, though? Let me take you up on that. Is that really loss when you think about it? Is that really
It doesn't
loss?
make you a loser, actually. Because at the end of the day, if you stay in that marriage, I'm talking about the man. If he stays in that marriage and both of them are still in love, for me,
There might
that's...
be a tendency for him to actually kill one of them.
See,
Exactly.
The truth is,
Push
yeah,
to.
I think from my own point of view, right, I'm not even speaking for anybody, but I think if the man eventually decides he still wants to stay with his wife, every now and again, he would always have,
There'll be-
that
yeah,
reflection
yeah.
of what happened, especially when she starts to, become nice to other men, whether his brother or not. That memory flashback and all that.
There will always be that
Yeah.
level of distrust somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he did not forgive her, initially, or probably even forgive his brother as well. But if I'm speaking for myself, if I'm speaking for myself, to be very honest, yeah, if I were in that situation, I already know what I'll do. I will not kill anybody, or I will not. The most I can do is, bruh, I will just walk away from both of them as a situation generally. Take out time, heal myself, and healing myself doesn't necessarily mean that I have to accept them both back into my life. Healing myself is I have to learn to navigate through the emotions that I had faced as a result of their
Betrayal, yeah.
actions towards me. So that's pretty much what I would do.
But if I'm allowed to interject on what you said, I think it's also possible for them to still be married if, of course, if the wife, it was a one-off thing.
No, that's depending on the people involved. Though. It's possible to still remain married. If, take for instance now, Kingsford,
Why are you using that as an example?
No, because you're the propagator of this particular conversation.
I know.
Wait, when you say one-off, are you talking of rape? I want to
No, when I
understand.
mean one-off,
Experimental
let's say it's a
something.
mistake. People make mistakes. Let's just say it's a
Were they
mistake.
drunk?
Like
Like they were drunk, right?
It means someone thinks about it, processes it in her mind, and then sleeps with
Maybe
your
they were
brother.
in an awkward
And it's
position
one-off.
and something happened. I'm just trying
Why
to
would you
paint.
be in an awkward
I'm trying.
situation?
Allow
Or
me to-
maybe the older brother actually made her very sad, and she just needed a shoulder to
found
cry on.
comfort.
That's why I say
And she
it's
found
a one-off
comfort,
thing,
yeah.
and it
The
happened.
comfort has disappeared.
And it happened, and the guy, gets to forgive the wife, and they start living together. So the forgive and forget, I think the concept means now that you have forgiven this woman, you don't always need to bring up that. Remember, you cheated on me with my
Bro,
brother.
I'll bring it up. Don't
Because
worry.
once you bring it up, the damage, it means that the damage cannot be repaired, and I don't know how much they can continue in that marriage if you keep talking about, okay, you slept with my brother, anything happened. Yeah, I don't know if you understand. Maybe the woman is nice to another man, and the husband is saying, hope is not what I'm thinking. This is how you actually went and you cheated with
No,
my
but
brother.
like
You understand what I'm saying?
let's get this in perspective, right? Like a normal human being, the human tendency is to trust. And once there's any dent on that trust, it's very, like they always say, trust broken is very hard to rebuild. So it's a case of, okay, fine, this person has broken my trust here. So I always tell people, when you hurt me, you don't tell me how to react to the hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand. When you hurt me, because people process things differently. So I want to ask another question based on this. So in that scenario, okay, let's assume that the husband wants to take back the wife. What would they do? How do they go about that?
You're looking at me. Just
Let me go to Wells, yeah.
Okay. So if I'm trying to be, ethically correct, just to please people, I would say, taking her back simply means that you're ready to walk the walk. You want to forgive her. You want to put in the efforts to see how you can build what was already broken.
Yeah.
So maybe give yourself the chance to be extra invested in trying to fix that with your wife. But if I'm being
If you're being you.
I'm going to be petty guy. I go petty die because if maybe you forget to do something, I will bring it up. because I'm not my brother.
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
bring it
yeah.
up. Hey, God, don't
So
allow me,
that's
don't
what I'm
allow
saying.
me.
If you keep bringing it up, trust me, that marriage can last.
Yeah, that's the thing. If I will bring it up, ordinarily, I would not even accept to try and go back to the marriage. Of course, I would
Understand.
forgive you. I would ask you. I would tell you if it's a hurt that I cannot process. You know, if it's a hurt that would take a long time for me to get over, I would actually tell you. Including my brother, I'll tell both of you to probably just give me space. You know, when I'm ready and I'm willing to let you back into my circle at my own time, at my own pace, then that's fine. But other than that, man.
So we're
I said
basically
something
saying that concept of forgive and forget doesn't exist. That's what we're
It
saying.
might exist
To me,
somewhere.
I'm saying
I
it
probably haven't
exists.
seen anybody who. Have you seen somebody that forgive and actually forgot?
Okay, I think
Yes,
I
it's
think It's
possible.
actually possible, but it's based on the individuals. How much work are they ready to put? Because one person cannot be working and the other one is not working. But the offender and the offendee, they have to decide to work it. Like, okay, it has happened. We have to be sincere. We are not dreaming of why did it not?
Yeah.
Why did not? It has happened. So we are here now. So how do we move on from here? What's the effort the wife put? Because now, if the husband is putting an effort and the wife is not putting the effort to bring herself back, to win the trust of the man, you know, you have to be careful the scenarios you paint. You know, things that the man see. You have to, you know, you have wronged this person. Now it can be a man, it can be the other way. This scenario can be the other way too. So I'm being careful not to say only man or woman, but anybody it is.
Both
you have
ways,
to be
yeah.
careful. Now, if it is the other woman also trying to repent fully and change her way and trying to show that she's sorry, and the man is taking advantage of it, either okay, you're not sleeping around because she did this, or you know, you are reminding her. Or so it has to be two persons doing the same thing. If both persons have agreed to work, because the issue of forgiving and forgetting is not that it's impossible, it's because there are scars that come with events that happen. So when these things happen, you must understand that it has brought a scar. And some of us, we have scars from childhood. We still see it. So that person will still be seeing some of those scars. But it's not about what's the comforting situation that you are creating to compensate for the scar. I believe there can be total healing. There can be total, but it's what are you doing to compensate for the scars? Because this person will see the scars. Imagine, there are some men that once they are going in with their wife, they'll be remembered of what they saw. Because he saw, he didn't hear. It's a picture. So even the man needs to see a psychologist.
Yeah.
So it's a very long way. But most persons are not ready to do that work.
Exactly.
And how much can you trust that this your partner is also ready to do? So it's not that it's not possible.
And another thing about scenarios like this is there's a way I'm going to hurt you and I tell you I forgive you. You won't believe.
Yeah.
Because you know this is deep. In fact, you can tell your wife,
No,
I
that's-
forgive you. Your
that's
wife
the
won't.
worst one.
Yes. Just imagine that something like that happens and like, yeah, I forgive you, it's fine.
See,
And they goes on living.
That woman
I
will
think
be
you will live
sleeping
in
with
constant-
one eye
most
open.
of the
Exactly.
people that I have seen do this, you know, not necessarily with this situation, but most of the people that I've seen do this, that forgive immediately after an action of hurt, you know, is being done to them, actually do it as a psychological haunt to the person that has hurt them.
Exactly.
Right? So let's bring it back to the scenario now. The man forgives his wife. He acts like nothing ever
Nothing
happened.
happened.
Do you know the guilt you will make
Yes,
that woman go
yeah,
through?
yeah.
She might even kill herself.
She
in
can
the
run-
process
yeah, she can run
because
mad.
what is this foolery?
Yeah.
Right? Because he doesn't talk about it, he doesn't bring it up, he acts like it never happened. And you know, those kind of things are, you know, a psychological therapy.
Yeah.
I think that's the
And
worst
also-
torment,
and also
actually.
most times
It's
the
worse
person
than
has
you
not
not
actually
Yeah.
telling me that you forgive.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's
Most
worse.
times the
Exactly.
person has not actually forgiven.
Yeah.
And because
Yeah.
because it wasn't processed.
Yeah, people have
We got-
different
it
ways
wasn't
of reacting to
processed,
things.
yeah.
Yeah, because I feel total forgiveness. We need to sit down. We need to talk about everything. Most times people shy away from details. They want to just forgive. Let's move on. No. But if you must heal, details needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
The worst one is even the person that hurts you and begins to ignore you as if he or she didn't do anything.
Some
That's the
persons are
worst
not
one.
sorry,
Yes.
though.
That's the worst one. Some people just hurt you, like intentionally hurt you, and pretend as if you don't know.
Yeah.
So how do you process? How do you even go when the person is not even owning up that they
Yeah.
hurt? How do you process that kind of thing?
How do you forgive someone that's not asking?
That is not asking for forgiveness.
Well, now you have to forgive them twice because one, they hurt you, and two, they don't want to take accountability for it. So you're hurt twice now from that same person. So I think what happens is that you have to first of all help yourself get the conditioning that this person is actually quite toxic for you, right? And then step away from the person, even if the person just step away from the person. And since the person doesn't want to give you closure for what they did, then find closure for yourself. See a therapist, as you suggested. Talk to some other person, a third party, a friend, a family member. Vent, show them how angry you are about the situation, and then have them talk to you to help you process it
and let it go.
That's the only way you will heal. But when you have somebody who doesn't take accountability for what they've done to you, maybe because they feel like, it's normal why you hurt or why you overreacting. I don't think it's sane for you to go back to them unless you just enjoy the toxic lifestyle, which some people do actually.
So you just walk away from that hurt. Okay. Another thing I want to ask really is, so in this way, do you actually believe that you can actually forget when you're hurt? Do you actually believe that you can actually, so somebody wrongs you, do you actually believe that it can be totally wiped out from your memory? Not to remember it anymore.
I wanted to ask what you meant for me to lose my memory.
Like dementia.
When we talk about forgiveness, it draws our attention that we live. There are three phases of life. There is yesterday, there is today, and there is tomorrow. What you're forgiving is something that happened yesterday.
Past,
and you have your tomorrow. The issue is, what are you thinking about tomorrow? Because today you're trying to guard yesterday from affecting tomorrow. You care about yourself. So it's about what you're going to do because it's like a bridge. Today is like a bridge that connects yesterday and tomorrow. So you need to break, because it's not something you want to carry along. You need to break that off. Now, about forgetting, I don't know how easy it will be. Like, some persons need to seek for professional help. So because you will not forget. Let's not say they forgetting. I don't think it's literally forgetting.
Yeah, but I think
scars exist to remind you. Scars exist to remind you, but at times, even the scars we have on our body, we can't remember totally the scenario when we were that gave us that scar when we were still kids. But we know we got it. But over time, because we are not thinking about that scenario, we've forgotten. We can't remember all the details. The child that pushed you down, you can't remember all the details. So you can't be offended to the people that were involved. So what you can do, like she said, you can get yourself some space
out of that
situation. Yourself some space. Forgive them. Get yourself some space. Try to get yourself back, because in the concept of forgiving and forgetting, you are the most important person. You are the most important person, and you must not. Let me not say don't be stupid. Don't try to act too brave to carry everybody along. At the process of forgiving and forgetting, you have to be selfish. It's about you. It's not about what anybody. She still loves me. No. It's about you. What will make you feel alright? What will make you be sane? These people have hurt you. Things have gone wrong. So you have to think about yourself. And if you can separate yourself for a while, the hardest point of forgiveness is if the offender is always in your front.
And you always see the person.
It's always in your front. Especially if, let's say, it's your colleague, you have to always, let's say it's your boss in the office or someone you have to always submit a file to him.
I think for me, for you to forgive and actually forget, first of all, you need to heal. Because you can see the scars, but you can't remember the pain. You know that you were hurt here 15 years ago. You can see the scars, but you can't feel the pain. So for you to actually forget, you need to get to that point where you are forgiven totally, that you can remember what happened, but you don't feel that pain. If you feel bitterness, I'm not sure you have actually forgiven the person. Anytime you remember something and you still feel that pain, that bitterness in our back, I'm not sure you have actually forgiven that person. So at that point, you need to first of all make sure that
Sorry, but I was feeling that if you feel the pain, it should be forgetting, because you might have forgiven. You no problem, I don't have an issue, but it still hurts you. You understand? The forgetting has to do with the hurt that comes from the scar. I don't know whether you get. I'm just trying to.
No, but I actually understand what Kingsford say. One thing about all this is that it's just a process of time.
Yeah.
Time is a healer. Time is a revealer. Everything, because you know that moment that thing happened, like she said, that moment of rage. So the forgetting has to do with that in like 2 years you remember it, and you don't have that rage.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
You remember it, but you don't have that rage. So you know that it doesn't have power over you as it used to have power over you. So I think that's actually the process. So all what we're saying is that whatever it is, just give it time.
And that's why I said it's possible to forgive and forget, because if that person that did that thing is still there, because you can't really feel that pain again of what happened in the past. You don't need to start bringing it up again. Because for you to bring it up, it means like you still remember the pain, you know, you still feel bad on what the person did. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. That's why I said it's possible for someone to forgive and forget. That forget does not mean you have lost your memory or something. Exactly.
It's figurative,
It means that you don't need to recall or talk about the past on what happened and all that.
No, that even if you talk about it, it doesn't have such power that it used to have then.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about with so much range and vigor, but these days you just laugh over it.
But most
and-
times talking about it doesn't help, because if you've been hurt by people, at times, you know, talking about it, you don't want to feel the pain. You don't know who you're talking to.
No, actually, talking about
It helps, yeah.
right? Because you're continually making mention of
Yes,
reference to
yes,
it.
yes.
And then you find that, as she mentioned, you no longer have
Over
that
time,
rage
just,
or
yeah.
that resentment for those people that had caused you to feel that way. It means that little by little, you've been able to heal. And, you know, the thing is, the process with forgiving and forgetting that people don't actually take into account is that it takes a lot of time. Maybe for some people it doesn't, but I know that for certain, an average human needs enough time and patience
To
to be able
process
to
it, yeah.
get over whatever had hurt them, right? And in the process of that time and healing, it is just important that you remember that you are not fighting. You're not fighting the person that hurt you. You're fighting the resentment that their action brought to you, right? So when you're able to come to that realization, and then you start to find reasons why that action no longer holds you, then little by little you start to let go of the weight of the resentment and the rage. And then as he said, you know, previously, the forgetting part is just figurative, you know. You don't forget that this action led to you feeling this, but you forget that this action almost broke you. Or this action
Because
has the power
certain
to
pain,
break you, right? What now happens is that you now know in your head that if you meet somebody that exudes this kind of behavior or negative aura, they can lead to this. And then you now bring that example of what had happened before, and then you place it with what is about to happen, and you decide,
And just
you know what,
build
let's
a
not allow
bridge
this
around
happen.
yourself,
So
to protect
referencing
you.
what happened before doesn't necessarily mean you
Yeah,
do not
to-
forgive
yeah.
the person. As humans, we hold memories. Now those memories shape our experiences.
Yeah.
So for better experiences, you refer back to the past, and then you decide what to do in the future.
Yeah, and the truth of the matter is that if it's a relationship kind of thing, and you were hurt in this present relationship, and you meet someone tomorrow, there's tendency that you might just tell the person, see the past relationship I had.
Yeah.
Not that you're telling the person like with so much, no, that but I just don't want to be in this situation
Situation again.
anymore.
Yeah.
So it's okay to actually address whatever it is that hurts us.
And I think people should understand that when you forgive and forget, but when you forgive, actually, you are doing yourself good.
It's more for the offender,
It's for
than the
you. It's not
offendee-
really
the
for.
offendee,
It's
yeah.
not just for the person. It's so that you feel at peace, because at the end of the day, these things are weight. And when you don't forgive people, it keeps on weighing you down. It keeps on weighing you down. You see people there. You are angry at Dixon. well, you're angry at Dixon. Dixon is not even
Wow.
aware.
Yeah.
You are the one that is
Yes.
feeling the
And I'm
pain.
Yes.
not, and I'm nodding.
Exactly.
And you're
You
feeling
know?
the pain. At the end of the day, it's a torment. This guy is not even aware. The
Of
person
course,
is living
I'm
his
not,
life.
I'm not.
You know.
So at the end of the day, it's for the person that you need
They
to
are
let
just
it go
saying,
and
they
all that.
said something that is just allowing somebody live rent free in your heart. The person is just living
That's just
there.
the torment
Yeah.
you.
But guys, quick one here. Is it possible to actually forgive and forget somebody if you don't get closure from that person?
You are a waiting time bomb.
Yes.
You are a waiting
Yeah.
time bomb, actually. Because whether you like it or not, we are human. We are not robots. We are emotional beings. Something will happen one day
That will trigger that
and
thing.
it will be very bad.
So, but what if, like she said, the person doesn't want to accept that they had initially hurt us?
No, but you should talk to the person, even if they don't accept it.
Exactly.
It does you a
If-
lot
if,
of
if I
good.
talk to Kingsford and I'm telling him that Kingsford, he said this thing and he's vexing me, and Kingsford is not taking accountability, I feel slapper.
That's what you remember. No, you remember what there was something you said earlier, which I agree totally. You know what talking does? You know when you spill do you know what it does? It lifts you off a kind of
Yeah.
burden.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Even if the person is not giving you attention, you're not telling the person because you need the person's forgiveness, or
Yeah.
you are telling the person because of you.
Yes.
Express
Yes,
it.
you need to express it and just let it go.
Yeah.
So if I come to you, it's good. You cannot find closure without discussing it. That's the
Yeah.
That's the
truth.
truth.
Because if not, it's just like he said, a time bomb. You're just putting it under the carpet. And the day that person does
That
you go
carpet.
bite the person.
People around will be wondering. Is it just
Is it
This
just
smaller,
this one
exactly. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's good that we talk about it. So we have ascertained that yes, there's a concept like forgive and forget, right?
Yes.
Is that what we're all saying?
That's what
But
I'm
I
saying.
have a concern.
Okay.
Because at times because my own is how you go about achieving forgiving and forgetting. We have a lot of broken people out there that they say your experiences form you. So you see someone, let's go back to a relationship. Someone is entering a relationship and the person is carrying baggages of events
Past
that
trauma.
has happened, trauma and all this stuff. So this person has been formed. There's a way this person behaved that normally, originally, this person is not this type of person. Some have issues with trust. Some have issues with something. So how do we, because when you're saying that you can easily forgive and you forget the person, what is adding to those people. So it becomes a concern for me. How do we mend around?
We have lots of broken people because we have lots of people that didn't deal with their past, and that's what we have been talking about. If you don't deal with this thing and gain closure, you are broken. Like we said, you are a walking time bomb. But when you have dealt with this thing, you have gained closure, it adds to your experience.
Yeah.
You can cancel others. You can say, I've been through this thing before, but I gained closure, I've forgiven, and I've gotten over it. So the people that we see that are broken people, that due to what happened in the past,
Yeah.
they can't enter into a new relationship. They can't, because of what happened, is because they couldn't deal with what happened in the past. But when you see people that dealt with what happened in the past, they are better persons.
Yeah.
Because it forms
That's
their
the
experience.
whole that's
exactly.
the whole essence. That's the whole essence of this conversation. You can't just be hot and you just bottle it in. I'm hot, and you are just carrying it to
Even
the-
Jesus said,
exactly.
may you forgive
Uh-huh.
them.
See, I
As
tell
in, he taught
people-
Jesus for cross, and Jesus, as he had
Yeah,
to,
he had to annoyance.
I,
Just
You
I,
have
I,
to
I
say
tell
something.
people that I tell people from time to time that whether you have any visible hurt or not, from time to time see a therapist
Yeah.
or a psychologist or somebody that you feel you can have a very deep conversation with, because as you said, we have past traumas. A lot of us come from homes that we've seen things happen to our mom
Yeah.
or our dad,
Yeah.
and it leaves an imprint in our memory, and we don't know it would affect us subsequently as
Yes.
we go along life's journey. So I think what we should do as individuals is probably, establish a sense of connection with somebody that we can talk to. Ask questions. Is this thing normal? Is it normal for your mother to endure when your father is doing this? Or is it normal for your father to endure when your mother is doing this? Like, talk to other people, share your experience, and hear another person who did not experience that tell you the difference that you saw. And then try to learn from, I mean, that's how you unbag all that trauma, because a lot of people enter into relationship with a false idea of what friendships should be. And that's why we still have, a lot of bad relationships. We have people who cannot trust people. We have people who break people's trust, because some of us come from a background where you can break somebody's trust and
it's normal. It's normal,
right?
yeah.
It even shows that you are even, a big person. You can do that to another person. So I feel like even if you've not had any visible hurt, right, as individuals, we should just express certain experiences that we've had in the past in our families, from previous friends to a therapist or in this part of the world, therapists and psychologists.
That's what I wanted to say. It's a conversation for another day. Because in this part of the world, we don't see therapists and all that.
If you tell somebody I'm going to see my therapist, they're
You
like,
have money.
No, bro.
You dey kolo. I use kolo in a hair, exactly.
Right. So that's why we have a lot of people in this part of the world still who do wrong things and back it up. They back it up with religious quotes. They back it up with ethical quotes, moral quotes, and you're wondering, like, is this person sane? But you don't know that the information they are spewing is as a result of all the experiences that they've gathered through the years. Right. So I feel like apart from visibly getting hurt, we should actually give ourselves
to process,
and time to heal from whether direct or indirect, trauma that we would have faced along life's journey.
I think that's basically everything we're talking about here. That's find somebody to talk to. Yes, you were hurt. Yes, you've been there. Yes, you've done that. We will always get hurt. We will get hurt. So it's like a default mode. So you try as much as possible to build parameters around you that don't make you descend into that place where you are not called to be. These are the conversations we need to have, and this is Forgive and Forget. And I want to tell you, click on the like button if you've not done so already, and subscribe to this channel. And put your comments in the link. We want to also hear from you. And this is all of us signing out.